Yeah, welcome back to Masika's Vlogs. Today we are here at Wilson Airport and I'm joined by Aisha. I think she can introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Aisha Moroa and I'm a flight instructor.
Oh, and so where are we going and what type of plane is this?
This is a Charlie 172, Cessna 172. It's a training aircraft and we are going to Magadi and back to Wilson.
Oh, we're going to Magadi. And so how long does this flight take from here to Magadi?
From here to Magadi is approximately 35 minutes.
35 minutes?
Yes.
Oh, and this type of plane, how long does it stay on air before you are supposed to land back?
It has an endurance of 5 hours. We also have an auxiliary tank, an extra 1 hour. So total 6 hours.
Okay.
So it can stay airborne for 6 hours.
And you've said it's called a Cessna?
172.
172.
Yes.
And the capacity, the number of people that it carries?
It carries 4.
It carries 4. And how much does this plane go for? Maybe someone might want to buy such a plane.
That's what I'm not sure of.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
So guys, you can join us on this interesting journey as we go to this Magadi.
Wilson ground from 5 Yankee Charlie Foxtrot to that. 5 Yankee Charlie Foxtrot Quebec is a Charlie 172 requesting start, and as per the flight plan, we have 4 souls on board and 5 hours on the QVD.
Yeah, guys, we're just landing right now, and I wanted to ask you, tukiwa huko juu kwa airport, kulikuwa na that feeling that you feel kama kichwa chako iko light. What is that and nini na cause hiyo?
Because of the updrafts, remember it's a very hot afternoon, so the hot air will want to rise. Remember back in physics, hot air will want to rise.
Okay.
So that's why there was some updrafts. So when the aircraft is pushed by wind, that's when you'll feel that. Remember when you're in the lift ikienda juu, you feel that it's the same thing. So the winds usually push you up, so you feel that way. They can either push you up or down, so that's why you'll end up feeling, and that's why some people get stomach upset because of that feeling of the up and down movement.
And na sasa tell me, like you while you're starting, people gonna put your stomach upset.
While I was starting, yes, I had that problem before, but then after some time you get used to it.
Oh, you get used to it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And there's not like a certain drug that you can take maybe that can prevent you from...
Not really. Not really. It's just something which your body has to get used to it.
Na you know happen for every aircrafts, you feel that same feeling. Even the Boeing, you feel the same.
The smaller the aircraft, the lighter it is. So of course you'll feel it more in the smaller aircraft. So as you move upwards, the bigger aircraft, of course, they're more stable. So when it's hit by wind, it will move, but it wouldn't be that much.
Okay. Okay. And sasa like nilikuwa naona saa zingine nilikuwa naangalia nyuma. Do you need like a side mirror in this the craft?
No. We don't use side mirrors. We always move forward. Whatever is behind you doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Even if it's another. So there's no way another craft can come from behind. And
No, you have the right of way since you're in front. So the person who's behind you is the one who should take care of himself. But you, so long as you're in front, you focus on what is in front of you. So you'll just focus on your 180. When you're turning this way, and right in front. Whatever is behind you, remember we are controlled. Yeah. So whoever is behind you is being controlled as well.
And now those what do you call them?
The headsets.
Headsets.
Yeah.
While you're on air, you can still communicate to people here at the control upper airport.
Yes. We usually have different frequencies which have different ranges. So while you're at Wilson, you can use the frequency for Wilson up to a certain radius. Then once you are away from Wilson, then now the range disappears.
So what happens if ukipata shida huko hivyo while you are out of range? So now who will you talk to? How will you contact
every step has its own, every area has its own frequency to use. So once you're outside, there's a common frequency for everyone whereby we communicate. Since you're outside a controlled airspace, that means you use a common frequency. So when you're outside the controlled airspace, there's a frequency, there's a common frequency which we use to communicate. So for example, there's another aircraft coming from Magadi. So that aircraft will report and tell us that I'm at this particular space, I'm at this height. So me as a pilot, I'll also have to make sure nimemwona and I'm aware of that traffic which is coming from Magadi, because there's a possibility of head-on collision. So, but again, every heading has its own height. So if you go west, you use an even number. If you go east, you use an odd number. Yeah. But in the case of sometimes, we usually use the non-standard heights because of weather, clouds, and all that. So that's why there's a common frequency whereby you have to communicate at what height you are, so that whoever is using the same height, they should be aware.
And also before we took off, nilikuwa najiuliza, my cameraman was asking me, yo, ndege kuna parachute gani? But then when we went inside, there was no parachute. So in the case that something happens, you're airborne, what will you do?
Okay, we don't have parachutes because again, it's a training aircraft, it's a small aircraft, so it has less equipment. So if anything happens, you just have to, we usually do emergency procedures. So every pilot needs to know them offhead. So in case of an engine failure, in case of engine fire, there are procedures to be followed. So the only thing now is to glide all the way and land.
Oh, it can glide?
Yeah, it can glide. Yeah, so you just have to maintain, you have to know how to glide it. Because now remember, if the engine has failed, there is no power. So unaanguka kama mawe. So now you as a pilot, you have the knowledge of how to glide the aircraft and to maneuver all the way till where you can land safely or crash land safely.
And then let's say if I'm looking at this airplane, 5Y something, I've seen other 5Ys. So this 5Y, what does it mean? Am I just a designated number for this craft?
No, 5Y is a designated code for Kenya.
Oh,
so Kenya is 5Y, like ours is 5Y, Charlie Fox Quebec, 5Y. For Uganda is 5X, for Tanzania is 5H. So every country has its own code. So if you see 5H, you know that's a Tanzanian aircraft. So it's easier for you to notify that aircraft if on air, on ground. Like you see, for example, this one is 5Y. So when it's on air, you automatically know this is a Kenyan aircraft.
So who will be reading this? Will be reading, because I'm saying I feel like it's not necessary because it will be uko juu, mother, you can't see it.
Okay.
So like I'm just wondering, for who to see? Ama for ikikama imeland hapa ndo, that's why you its purpose ama purpose yake.
It's a regulation which is required by Kenya Civil Aviation Authority. In case of anything, sometimes you might come and you have radio failure. You can't communicate to tower. So when you pass overhead, they can see, this aircraft is 5Y, it's actually Kenyan. Or you've gone to TZ and you have a radio failure or communication failure. So they'll automatically see that this is the type of aircraft and it's a Kenyan-based aircraft. Yes. So it's required to be, the numbers are required to be displayed on the fuselage there and under the wing if it's a bigger aircraft. Yes.
Okay, and the pilots who fly the bigger planes like the Boeing, the Dreamliner, do they start with also this aircraft?
Yes, you have to start with this. You have to train with a smaller aircraft. So you start with the Cessnas. There's 152 and 172. This one is a bit bigger. We have 152, the other one which is a bit smaller. So that one only carries 2 passengers. Two crew. Yes, this one has 4. So you train with these 2, and then now as you advance, you go as you elevate the type and the weight category of the aircraft. So for PPL, the initial course, you have to train with a small one. So every pilot has to use this one. Yes.
Okay. So meaning that it's not the same as it's not the same as a helicopter also.
No.
Helicopter is a different thing.
Helicopter, it's a different. It's not a. You remember this has wings.
Yeah.
Helicopter doesn't have wings, so it's a different mechanism.
Okay.
Yes.
And when we are landing, I experienced this thing when you are landing. Can you say like landing is much easier than taking off? Ama you're okay with both?
Landing is a bit harder because you see you have to balance the aircraft. There's winds. There's a factor of winds. There's a factor of weight. like today we had, since it's in the afternoon, the winds were a bit stronger. So you have to, if the winds are coming from this side, that means you're being pushed that way. So you
And
have
how will
to
you
fight
know?
it
How
back.
will
I
you
don't
know
know
those
if you
winds
noticed.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering, how will you know that those winds are coming from this side? I mean, you're just feeling like the plane is being pushed.
You'll be told by the tower.
Oh,
Before
you'll
you
be told.
land, they'll tell you winds are coming from the north or winds are coming from the south. So if it's south, you'll know that they're coming from this side. So that, and then you'll also feel it. You'll feel like your aircraft wants to go to the left. Like even right now when you're coming into land, it was pushing us to the left. That's why we had to do like this. Yeah. So if the winds are calm, the landing will be very smooth compared to when the winds are a bit heavier.
Okay. Ngong Hills?
The bumpiness because of the winds from the leeward, see the windward side. Sorry. Yeah.
Feel better.
Okay. So it usually okay. Now it takes time for it to for your body to get used to it. Even me, I had the same problem. I used to talk a flight na kimbia washroom na mwaga yote. So I trained myself before the flight I won't eat. So maybe I'll just take coffee kidogo alafu jaza tumbo sana.
So watu unaweza kuwa umezoea like flying lakini the moment unakula
hiyo food pia. I remember tumbo kuna hizo G forces. So tumbo inachokotwa and then now if your body already has that problem then you feel like throwing up. But after some time inaisha. You get used to it. So you just need to know how to control it. Unakunywa maji enough, usikule sana before the flight, and then also it's mental. Sometimes it's mental. If you think about it so much, ndio inakuja.
Okay. Na sasa unjua umesema we were talking about leeward and windward. Nilikuwa naangalia hizo vitu zote. I'm just wondering, like, is it that lazima kuwe umefanya katika geography for you to be a captain ama for you to fly a plane?
Not really. Okay, most in the school we have requirements. Of course, we have C+, KCSE, maths, and English, and at least one science. Yes, C+ is the.
I thought it was an A.
No, C+. Because you'll still go back to class and you learn all these things.
But why C+? Why not D? Because probably maybe while you're doing that KCSE, maybe you are sick and it affected your results. So why are we just being determined by that one test yenye tulifanya KCSE ndio ina determine future yetu? Don't you think najua hata I think I was listening to a certain podcast ama it was an interview. Someone was saying that you have to go for a psych test. Kuna test, a lot of tests, ndio?
Psychomotor and psychometric. Those ones are usually done, like KQ does that.
Oh. So you need test ya nini? You're the
to check if you're like things like how fast are you, reflex yako and such things. What is to pima you your general knowledge, like what is a tricycle, what is a bicycle, such things. So it's just a matter of, apart from the knowledge from the books, they also want to know if you have general knowledge, if you can relate with your colleague, if you're able to relate with other people as well.
Sanity.
So
Sanity.
Also that. Also that you can, you know those two robot things in the internet when you want to, they're called what?
You have to check confirm if you're a robot.
Confirm if you're a robot. So it's the same thing to confirm if you're actually mentally okay. There are some people whereby they look
maybe
okay,
bipolar,
but when they do those tests, they can tell. They can tell.
Mtu anaweza amua aendeshe ndege aseme leo mimi naenda na nyinyi.
Exactly.
Ana flip ndege.
So such things are also examined before you start flying.
Lakini do you agree that you have to get that certain grade? Because me I feel, you see, like that test you're talking about, it's more applicable. At most of people who are, maybe let's say those people who got D's in KCSE, they've gone to artisan colleges or wamefanya hizo makazi and they've become engineers hata. Si mbona isi apply to same in aircraft kwa kufly?
Okay, so what we usually do, we usually have bridging. It's the same as university. It's the same as university. Normally, if you don't have a certain grade, you'll do some bridging. So we also have bridging. So it's not and us, it's not all subjects. It's only maths, English, and one of the sciences, either physics, bio, or chemistry. At least to umefikisha mean grade. But if not, you can go back and do the bridging course. Yeah.
Now, at how old can you become a pilot?
As low as 16.
16?
For the PPL, you can do your PPL at 16.
What is PPL?
Private pilot license. But here in Kenya, 16 is the international standard, but according to Kenya, it's 18.
18. So at 18, the moment you get your ID, you can fly a plane.
Yeah, you can start flying.
So meaning that you have flying, you meaning that you have a certificate.
Yeah, so before you start flying, you need a license. You need your student pilot license. So for you to get your license, you have to go to Kenya and apply for it. And the requirements is medical and ID. So you can start the grounds. You can start doing the ground classes, but now you can't start flying because you wouldn't be able to have the license until you're 18 years. Yeah, so you can start doing ground, the 8 subjects. By the time you're finishing, maybe you turn 18 by that time.
So at 18, you can also drive you can also fly the commercial plane.
If you have the qualifications, why not? If you've done the PPL, you've done the CPL, you're qualified, then why not?
Have you flown?
You've passed the interview.
Okay. Have you flown the commercial plane?
Yes, I have.
And have you ever gotten maybe like some kind of criticism? Maybe some people are saying, she's the one who's driving us.
Actually, it's the opposite.
Lady, yeah.
It's the opposite. That time you are going to Nanyuki. It's not there. That's aircraft, that one.
Yeah.
It's a caravan. So you are going to Nanyuki. And then once we landed, they were actually impressed. So they had to call me, we took photos and all that. So I've never gotten any criticism per se, but here at school, yes, I have. Like a parent would come. Since I'm in charge of all the students, I'm the chief ground instructor. So of course, they're directed to me. So the first impression, they're like, are you sure this is the one I'm supposed to see? Then I'm like, yes, it's me. You just tell me what you want and I'll help you out. So I've seen a lot and I'm used to it. I don't know, it's because of my size, is it because I'm a lady? I don't know. But they usually come, they start judging me at the beginning, and then eventually now we get along.
Okay. And you were saying in a certain interview, so you're saying that you are proud of a certain lady, I don't know what is her name, the first African woman to fly a Boeing 787, the Boeing 787, the Dreamliner. Wasn't you? Really?
No. I was saying I was looking up to someone.
Yeah.
Okay, she was an instructor here. She was actually my instructor in Funza class. And then now, as time went, she got employed at another company, just here at Wilson. And now she's flying the bigger aircraft, these ones. Yeah. Okay. So alianza huku chini kabisa from scratch all the way. So it's someone I could see the growth. It's not ati umtu maybe akona connections. The dad is the captain, so she just went straight. No, she started from below. So I meant that I was looking up to, and then she's a lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Na kwa pilot you don't need to have connections.
I would say it's your own nibidi yako. Kuna watu kuna connections and they're still working. Okay,
really?
Okay. Really? 80%.
Really? How can you can have connections?
80% me. Oh, my dad is a major somewhere. My dad is a captain. My dad is the owner of so and this and this. Hiyo inachangia pia. But again, bidii yako pia.
Okay.
Me, I don't have any connections.
Oh, you don't have any connections?
I don't have any connections. I came here by my own. I'm actually the first Pocomo female pilot in Kenya.
So, ukigrow up ulikuwa kwa pilot?
That's...
Did you, after finishing KCC, did you go to university and studied another course before you came to aviation? Ama you just wanted to be a pilot?
Before that KCSE part whereby you signed I wanted to do 2 courses, which I still did. So I wanted to be a journalist. So I did mass communication in Africa Nazarene, and I also wanted to become a pilot. So I did both of them. So I had to choose one. I have a degree in mass communication actually. Then at some point I was like, let me continue with flying. It's fun. Yeah. And then there are a few ladies here. When I started my class, I was the only lady. I was the only female in class. So it was just full of men. When you go to do the exams at KCA, it's just men. Ukiingia kwa ndege, all the instructors are men.
Ambao unafikiria men wako sana kwa hii industry. What is it? Is it that many women are afraid ama tu maybe wakikuja wanaambiwa you can never fly a plane? Ama what do you think is the problem?
I think there is that mentality. There is that stereotype whereby it's a men's career.
But don't you think that pia ni scary? Because hata mimi nilikuwa Jumia was afraid hata kidogo pia. I think it's scary. Yeah.
No, it's not scary.
Really?
It's not scary. Once you get used to it,
Yeah.
it's in flying. There's no difference between a man and a woman. Actually, women are the ones who think better than men. We can multitask. Yes. I think it's just a stereotype. It is a stereotype. Anyone can fly.
Easy, whatever. The stripes.
The stripes. Yeah.
Zinamaanisha nini?
Okay, one stripe is a student pilot. The second one is a private, once you get your private pilot license. The third one is your commercial pilot license. And then now the fourth one is either airline pilot or a flight instructor.
Oh.
That's when you can wear 4.
Okay.
So if you see someone with 4, it's either the person is an instructor or they have ATPL, airline pilot license, like they are captain.
And
3 is CPL.
Okay, na kwa piloting kwa aviation team yote tu, like, is there like the topmost person mwenye the topmost career? You see, like maybe in law, maybe unapata mtu anataka kuwa judge ama anataka kuwa chief justice. So kwa aviation pia kuna that top nini?
Okay, unfortunately no, because in aviation we have different aircrafts. If you're a captain in this big aircraft, when you come to this aircraft, I'm the captain.
Oh.
Yes, so every aircraft has its own rank. Yeah. So the bigger the aircraft, of course, every aircraft has an FO and a captain. So the captain is the one who has the higher rank.
Oh.
But now when you go to a different aircraft, like for example the Caravan, when I go to that aircraft, I'm the FO. But here I'm the captain. So it depends with which aircraft you fly.
Okay.
Yes. So you can find some guys from KQ, they come back to Wilson and they can't fly this, yet they did it, but they're already used to flying the bigger aircraft. So when they come to this aircraft, I'll have to be the captain to guide them. See ati hawajui kufly, yes, they know how to, but since they've stayed for long without flying it, I'm the captain. So now they have to, I'm the one who's above them in this smaller aircraft.
So you wouldn't say that maybe mtu mwenye a student mwenye you are training here, that yeye anataka kuendesha, like she's at a better chance ama at a better position akiendesha the Boeing kuliko mnaendesha this the Cessna, wako tu same tu?
Not really. Okay, of course the bigger the aircraft the better the money of course. But sasa kila mtu akona which word should I use? Everyone has their own
maybe fulfillment akifeel.
Like me being an instructor, of course I want to be a captain in the Boeing. Inshallah. But me being here, I feel good because I am actually injecting knowledge in students.
Okay.
Yes.
So that you're so dream yako, like maybe in the future, inshallah, you wish to be a captain, ama you wish to maybe continue doing this?
Yes. Yes, of course I'll wish to be a captain one time. For now, I enjoy teaching. I enjoy giving information to students and making them be pilots from scratch. Like they came here, they know nothing, and now you can see, like the one who was flying that one, he just took the aircraft and went alone. Yeah, that's how confident we are when we train our students.
Now, why is it so expensive kusomea aviation? It's expensive.
It's expensive because it's a huge machine.
No, is this because of fuel ama nini?
Not actually, the fuel is cheaper.
So what is the problem?
It's I think they call the operational costs. It's high. Parking fees, landing fees, the airport itself, you have to pay for so many things. What else? The engine itself is expensive. The tire moja kama hii ni almost 120,000.
Tire?
Yeah, moja. It's like 120,000.
Na inakaa wheelbarrow tu ni kubwa.
Exactly, inakaa tu kadogo, but the machine itself is expensive. That's why maintaining it is also expensive. That's why the cost also is expensive.
Do you think maybe in the future maybe planes cost itakuwa cheap, just like the way maybe mass communication ama teaching iko? Do you think maybe we are going to that era, maybe videos are quite cheap?
Maybe that is if we are not using fuel. Maybe if we are using some other
electric,
type of gas, electric. Yeah, I've seen they're trying to introduce that. Other countries maybe they have, but for us, I don't know.
Thank you so much. The flight was good. Kila kitu ilikuwa sawa. Me, I enjoyed. Even though kulikuwa bumpy kidogo.
Bumpiness, because it's a hot afternoon. Yeah, of course you'll expect that.